When we last left the topic of Hasbroland, or Galaxyland Powered by Hasbro, we had spoken about the only ride whose new theme was known, G.I. Joe's Havoc.
G.I. Joe Havoc. Nothing's too tough for Havoc. Nothing's too rough for Havoc.
Look, Cobra Ferret! After him! Yo, Joe!
And really, it's not a new theme, is it? It's been styled and painted like that for quite a while now. The only breaking news we had was that its name, Havoc, was from the G.I. Joe universe.
Cause out of Havoc comes a big surprise that gives more firepower to G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe!
Well, since then, there's been some new movement in Galaxyland. The ball rolling game on the games wall is up and running. What used to be simply called Roll-A-Ball has been upgraded to Galaxyland's version of Monopoly. Players roll their balls up the play area, trying to get them to land in the highest scoring holes, which, in turn, moves their token on the wall-mounted game board. And players can choose to play as their favorite Monopoly game piece. Included in the selection of icons are the 5 most timeless pieces in Monopoly history: the battleship, the top hat, the thimble, the boot, and the race car. These 5 were part of the original set when the game first started including game pieces back in the 1930s. Prior to that, game players were instructed to use pennies, buttons, and other household items to play the game. And while for a brief period the game included wooden chess-like pieces, it finally evolved to include the actual game pieces. Today, the battleship, the top hat, and the race car are the only 3 which remain from the original set. Another timeless piece which still exists in the game today, and which you can choose to play as at Galaxyland, is the Scotty Dog. It was first introduced in 1942. The rest of the pieces are, well, more modern. And because I tend to like older, more nostalgic things, I admit these 4 are my least favorite. They include the penguin, the rubber duck, the cat, and the T-Rex. With the exception of the cat, which came around in 2013, these were all introduced in 2017. The addition of these new pieces actually kicked out the boot, the wheelbarrow, the thimble, and the iron. What, you don't want to play as a clothes iron? Regardless of which ones I like best, the nice thing about this game is you can pick any one you want to. The pieces are mounted on a horizontal version of the classic, colorful Monopoly game board. As you roll your balls up the play area, your piece moves along its track, seemingly landing on those iconic Monopoly properties. They're all here: Boardwalk, Park Place, Waterworks, but don't worry, it's really just a race. If you land on the go to jail space, nothing bad will happen. Just roll your ball as accurately and quickly as you can, and you'll do just fine. The third game on the game wall, the dart throwing game, is still out of commission, with no clue as to the updated theme as of yet. But considering that the other 2 are toy and game themed, I'd wager this one will be as well. Complete shot in the dark, I'm gonna guess Operation.
You got a Charlie horse?
Operation!
A broken heart, of course!
Operation!
What is Krampus?
You know, because aiming the darts kind of works in line with the aim required to play the game. That's a complete guess though, it could be anything at this point. Moving away from the game wall, it's impossible not to notice that there's something going on around the balloon race and the cosmic bounce. And even on the flip side by the ropes quest. It appears that the Hasbro retheme of all the rides is well underway. All 3 of these attractions are currently shut down for routine maintenance, and, I would wager, retheming. It just makes perfect sense to do both at the same time. And for now, parts of the balloon race are stored under the Mindbender. But there still aren't any clues that might point to what its theme will be. I'm going to guess, however, that because both rides are appropriate for a younger audience, their theme might be more geared towards one as well. Don't get me wrong, I actually really like both of these rides. I've taken my kids on the Cosmic Bounce countless times. It's a little tame, but it's pretty fun nonetheless. And don't get me started on the balloon race. The iconic Ferris wheel style ride has been in the park since its first phase initially opened in 1983. I love the great views of Galaxyland that you can get while riding it. But when looking at these 2 rides, their kid-friendly appeal makes me think they'll probably style it with something like, I'm gonna say, My Little Pony. The colorful balloons of the balloon race certainly fit into the vibrant style of the cartoon. But what makes me really think this is gonna be the way they'll go is that there's actually a Hasbro toy called the My Little Pony Twinkling Balloon.
The new twinkling balloon can take your ponies anywhere.
Wow, our balloon really twinkles.
It's even included in the opening of the TV show, and they've used it in a few episodes. So as of now, that's my best bet for the retheme of the balloon race. I would think that perhaps the same thing might go with the Cosmic Bounce. The kid-friendly rides drops can perhaps be compared to a bucking horse or pony. Or maybe it's just because it's so close to the balloon race that they might theme them together. But it's really anyone's guess. They might make these things Jenga themed, who knows? Actually, Jenga might be an interesting theme for the Ropes Quest tower. Because they're both towers. I guess any board game could fit in as well. Take the game of life, for example. Choosing which way you want to go down the path of life could be mimicked with a different selection of paths on Ropes Quest. But really, it could be anything at this point. Finally, we have some confirmed news. Zero Gravity is in trouble. It's been out of commission for a while now. But I think these are its new multicolored panels. The spinning riders of Zero Gravity will be traveling around the game board of Hasbro's Trouble.
It's fun getting into trouble. Trouble, trouble, pop, I'm out of trouble. It's fun getting into trouble.
Trouble first debuted in 1965. It was developed by Kohner Brothers and manufactured by Irwin, later by Milton Bradley, who became part of Hasbro in 1984. The brand still operated for a few years though, until it was dropped in favor of the Hasbro name in 2009. The board game was based off of Pachisi, which itself dates back to the 6th or 7th century. In fact, another Hasbro game, Sorry, uses a similar game mechanic, though it uses cards instead of dice. The ceiling over Zero Gravity is being styled to look like the iconic Pop-O-Matic game board, and those riding it will be able to tilt their cars upward to see what it might look like to travel along the game and play as one of the pieces. I can totally see how this game makes sense for this ride, and I've always loved that satisfying pop of those Pop-O-Matic dice rollers. I can't imagine the name is going to stay the same, but time will tell. Either way, I can't wait to get into trouble. So, these are the latest developments in Galaxyland's Hasbro transformation. What are your thoughts, or predictions moving forward? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like and a share, and maybe even visit our Patreon page. And why not check out one of our other videos, all about the greatest indoor show on Earth, West Edmonton Mall. Oh, and thanks for watching.